Hello everyone, it's Wong Village here again, and today we are going to review another 2025 80th anniversary classic lineup of Trackmaster engines. And today we are going to have a look at Duck, the Great Western engine. So let's see, let's unbox him and see what Duck has to offer us. And I'll be sharing my thoughts on him as well. And let's see how I think about this model. So I think I am a bit more impressed of the tank engines more than the tender engines, but let's see how that looks in this style. So let's have a look at the engine first. The front, I think his face looks pretty decent, and we can see that he has painted buffers on his buffer beam, but unfortunately I cannot really feel his buffers a lot. It's only a really small bump, like if you put it on the side, the buffers is basically barely visible, and I'm not really impressed about this part. But I think let's move to the side as well. I think his funnel looks a bit too tall and too thin in this proportion. It'll be a bit better if it's made a little bit shorter. And we can see that his sandboxes and toolbox are also here. And the wheel arches, they align with the wheel, which is pretty cool. And let's have a look at the printing details. We can see we have GWR printed on it. And we can see his handrails. I think it's a really funny part that for the handrails, the part on the side here is actually printed. But in the front, the handrails, this part over his face, is actually plastic. So that is a little bit inconsistent over here. And we can see that on the side, Duck also has some riveting detail. So I think this is also so far the first and maybe so far the only model to feature this. And we can have a look at his cab windows over here. So like Percy, you can see that the cab windows is actually a sticker, but I think it's a little bit too obvious over here, like because you can see that the color, there's a little bit of color difference between the model itself and also the sticker. So it's a little bit too obvious to see. And I think, is this supposed to be gold in color? I think that's the part for his whistle. And I think overall the proportions of this model look okay except for the funnel. I guess it's because these pannier tank engines, they have really wide tanks, so they're not really that affected by the new motor that Mattel uses for Trackmaster engines right now. And we can see the sign. I think the number 8, it's how should I say? I'm glad it's printed on, because I think like for the older Trackmaster models or the Playground models, I think the number 8, it's a little bit too big. But we can see that it's I think it looks a little bit small over here, comparatively like when the model or the other proportions are actually bigger than before. And we can also have a look at the side. There is also the side steps detail over here. And you can see the cab, it also like has another layer over here to show the driver place. And let's have a look at the back. So the back is how should I say? The coal looks okay, but why is this part molded like this? Because this part, I thought it's supposed to be green, but they just kind of made it black. I think that looks a little bit ugly in a way, but like when we take pictures from the front, this part is not obvious, but like when I look at it from the back, This is the thing that I immediately notice over here. This part of the cab is black, while I think it should be green. And the back details are actually a little bit dull as well. But I think there are no like other steps or maybe like things where you can hang tools on this part, so I guess this is not a really big deal. But I think that this part is the biggest one for the cab. But overall, I think I quite like the Duck model compared to the tender engines. And let's have a look at the truck as well. So Duck comes with a standard red truck, while Percy comes with a green one. Well, I think I also have similar comments to the truck on Percy, like this triangle over here. Just like trucks, they have 4 wheels instead of 6. But other than that, I think I don't really have a lot to say about the truck. But if you want to know my overall comments of the truck as well, you may also check out the Percy review. I think I've taught a little bit more details over here. Like, I think the trucks, the proportions are actually better than the coaches. And I think that also comes to the end for this review over here. I think Duck is probably one of my favorite models of this lineup so far. And I think the tank engines, they generally look better. So this also comes to the end of the review, and I'll see you next time. Bye.